I think I'm live. Maybe. Hang on. I think I'm live. Okay, good. Everything's working. Hello, everyone, and Toasty. Welcome to Tiny Glade. It was really struggling to start there for a second. I have no idea why. Yeah, I don't really have anything to start with, so I'm just gonna start. I'm just here to build shit. Because I have been doing a lot of work for animation stuff and videos, and I just wanted to play a game that was not stressful and rage-inducing. Especially after last night. I was up until, I think, like 4 in the morning. Maybe it was only 3. So I was up till like 3 in the morning recording some Halloween games for October. And it was kind of agonizing. The game I played, which I won't say here, was a lot more buggy than I would have expected it to be by this point. So it was a nightmare. But anyways, since it's okay, here's a question. Since it is kind of getting into October, spooky Glade or autumn Glade? So I'm not really sure which. Oh, you may also notice that the chat is back to looking weird. It was working perfectly fine for exactly one stream, and then it decided it didn't like that anymore, so... yeah. Let's go with autumn, then. Okay. First I'm just gonna destroy everything. Oh, weird. Flatten you out. If I can remember how. Perfect. Whoops. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. So... I want to start with a little bit of a gatehouse, I think. So... let's clear out some of the trees. And get started. Oh god, I love this game. It is so awesome. There's a few things. I've played this a little bit on my own. There's a few issues I have to start with. Oops. The main one being that there doesn't seem to be... I hate it. Hang on. Fuck that. Get rid of you. Purge immediately. Let's just do this to kind of snap to the orientation. That's way taller than I expected it to be. Change that. Oh, hue. Did I ever finish that thought of what some of the dislikes about this game are? I can't remember. I wasn't paying attention to myself. I think the main one, I think, is that I wish you could copy structures. Why will you not allow this? Okay, good. I thought I didn't. Just want to make sure I'm not losing my mind quite yet. Let's do that. Hang on, wait a minute. If I just do that, can't I just put a path through here? I would have preferred if you had not done that. Hang on. I think there's a way I can... Well, I thought there was a way I can make it narrow enough that it just makes a opening. How do I... I was pretty sure there was a way that I could just make... Like, get rid of the gate here and just have it... I think I need a wall for that, but... What was the Lawrence Lure incident? There was a lot of things that could mean. Was it that you made me think it was a relaxing game and then it turned out to be hell? Or was there something else that happened that I have forgotten about? I need to... Hang on. I need to be able to see. Perfect. Oh yeah, losing my sanity. Yes, that did happen. A little bit. My sanity lasted better than I was expecting, though, I will say. Perfect. Now, I think I want to change the aesthetic here a bit. Let's make it... Yeah. Let's try that. That and that. And now... Green? Hang on. This green or this green? Start with brick. I shall go with this because I wanted the bottom layer to be brick, kind of defensible. And then I wanted to actually kind of do that. You need to go flat and then drop down. Darker green. I don't think there is a darker green. Oh, I can do green roof. That's just black. That's... Down. There we go. I can do a green roof on things. I don't know why I did those, because that's not going to maintain that look. You and... Ooh, I didn't know I could change the color of the wood. Neat. Okay. No. Whoops. No, no, stop. Okay. Seems a bit high. Maybe not. Well, actually, I think it's just the roof is a bit high. Go. Some kind of more defensible windows. It is still supposed to be a gatehouse after all. I don't like... Can I... Ooh. There you go, that's better. Okay. Let's have a bit more jettying. That's the thing I love in this game, that you can do that. The kind of medieval aesthetic of having the top layer bigger than the bottom. I believe the reason for that, I saw a video talking about it, was that land was kind of expensive, and you only had a certain size of plot up to the street. However, the land above the street was free, so you could make a very small base for your house and then have it extend out over top of the street, because that was just free game, basically. It was actually just there to save money for people who wanted a bigger house, not actually for aesthetic purposes. And then it just turned out, hey, that's actually a pretty neat aesthetic. We should do that just intentionally. Basically, yes, that is exactly the reason. It's just we can just extend infinitely out over top of the street as long as we're not on the street. And therefore, we're just good. Free, it's literally free real estate. Okay, snap to that. Go up. Good. Yeah, if they're... Hang on. Oh, I didn't know I could use the controls. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's actually a button to, what was it I'm trying to do? I've forgotten immediately. Copy a building. Which is disappointing, because that would have been the best thing, if I could just, like, kind of collect all of these as a single structure and then copy it. That would be great. Let's make that a bit smaller. I should have windows on this side. I love how intuitive this is. It just automatically does that. It's so cool. This really is a game that I could see myself playing for, like... Basically forget that I'm playing it, and then, oh, it's now 3 in the morning. I I guess I'm not sleeping tonight. Yeah, let's have that sticking out a fair bit. That just enough to cover... that's fine. Yes, I completely agree. And also, hello. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. It needs... I'll finish the roof on this next one first. Let's make this side a bit taller. I think it needs a tower. Hang on. Okay. About that. Okay. Alright, let's give it a tower somewhere. Yes, that is true. I'm not exactly sure what your point is, Toasty, but... Yes, that is a good point. I can switch to live chat, however, when it's... Yeah, let me try something. I can switch that to live chat... Or if I pop it out as live chat... Let me see if I can get this working. Because I've tried doing the live chat before, but for some reason it really doesn't like doing it. No, I just tried sticking it in there and it, again, just went back to top chat. I don't know why I can't change that. I'm sure there is a way to do it, I just haven't figured that out yet. And it really annoys me because I don't like missing stuff like that. But for some reason... Also, it's supposed to be formatted differently than that. I don't know why YouTube's really struggling to get that to work properly lately. It worked fine on the last stream I did, but then this one, it just refused. Who knows why? Why am I doing this? I wanted this taller. Like that. Oh yeah, yeah, the tutor times. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if they did that then or not. I don't think so. I think that was more of a Victorian thing, because... Weirdly enough, I think the Victorian era kind of was a downgrade from the medieval period. Like, there was, for my, little knight model I have for the animation I'm working on, I decided I should really check what the height of people was in the medieval times. Weirdly enough, basically the exact same height that we are now. Like, almost exactly, that was the average, they figure. And the weird thing about that is people shrunk in the Victorian period. So the Victorian era was actually a downgrade from the medieval one. Like somehow we lost nutrients or our health got worse or something, but maybe it was just the switch from agricultural to more city-based industrial revolution living that caused it. But yeah, people were actually taller in the medieval period. I don't like the tower. I'm removing the tower. Okay, let's... So I would like to put some bigger windows on this, but I'm thinking about this kind of more logically than I maybe should. Because you do not want big windows on the outside of a gatehouse. That is a security risk. Like, I can have big windows on this side, and I will, but outside, you don't want to do that. Yes, that is actually probably the exact reason. That's a good point. Let's do that. Ah, shit, there's not enough room for, Good. Yeah, actually, I think part of the disease problem was, you know, people like to assume that the medieval era was just all disgusting. It really wasn't. Like, people obviously knew that it's like, hey, we don't have running water. And we don't even understand the concept of running water. We have to live by this river, so it's probably not a good idea to throw our crap into the river. So let's not do that. Let's, you know, be more sanitary about it. Whereas with industrialization and all that, it's like, yeah, where else am I gonna throw it? There's not really room to dig an outhouse in the city, so we just have to throw it out the window, because... And if that lands in the gutters, lands in the river, oh well. So yeah, that probably was the cause of a lot of problems. You know what? I realize this may be a security risk. And it feels weird to say that in my fun little building game, but I feel like you would maybe want a bigger window up there, just to kind of, you know, look out. You have a big view of the forest and, you know, just a lookout window. Let's also assume maybe this is the guard captain's place. Someone who is worth having a bit of niceness to his area. Was the Sanitation Act the one where they got really obsessed with killing flies? I remember seeing something about that there was a period where they kind of came to the conclusion that flies were the source of all disease and problems in the world, so they had to get rid of them. That's probably around there. I know in Canada here, they did something kind of similar with rats. In Alberta, one of the central provinces, there are no rats at all. I don't know how they did it, but somehow they managed to keep all the rats out of Alberta. It's kind of impressive, actually. Considering it's a, you know, landlocked province that you would think, how do you manage to keep rats out? But apparently they have, like, rat reporting hotlines and stuff to make sure that they don't come back. Anyways, let's start building, I don't know, a little town or something here. Poor asylums, I'm assuming that's sort of same thing as workhouses, more or less. I don't know why they kind of stopped that. Ooh, that's an unfortunate car park. But kind of cool. Yeah, workhouses were a great idea. They would solve... This might be because I have very fond opinions of how things used to be and how we should go back to that. But I genuinely think workhouses would solve a lot of the problems we have. Like, you've got a bunch of homeless people living on the street. Build workhouses, then they can be productive. Ban anyone from them for using drugs. Helps reduce drug use. It's one of those weird things where, you know, one of the agendas they have for it is, oh, don't stigmatize drug use and all that. It's like, no, stigmatize it, shame it, make it a bad thing. That way people will not think of it as a moral neutral and be more willing to, you know, less tolerant of such things and maybe be more likely to not pick up such habits. If they realize that's like, yeah, this is a negative thing that I probably shouldn't partake in. Rather than, it's a moral neutral. I mean, yes, obviously, I'm not saying they were flawless. There were definitely issues with it. That's kind of hard to deny. Actually, it's impossible to deny, really. It's pretty well documented. You know, the whole child labor thing and all that. Never good. Well, you could... This is going to be one of those streams where I just go off on some weird radical rant about utterly bizarre things. You could make an argument for child labor. I would make the argument against hazardous child labor. Like, yes, good meme and all, but children should probably not be put in down mine shafts. That's generally not the best idea. But I can see an argument for child labor. Just one of those things of like, what do you really learn in high school to a certain extent? There. Actually, not even high school. What was I was making a point that has completely slipped my mind. No, I can't put shutters on the little ones. Don't like that. I mean, yeah, that does seem like a good way of doing it. Like, less of a more... thing... Yeah, not the greatest. Thankfully, those are things that have been kind of resolved with industrialization. You don't really need the children pulling clogged up wool out of the spinning blade machines. But yeah, one of those arguments, you know, I think the argument they make generally against child labor is, well, shouldn't they be in school learning rather than doing menial labor? Yes, but also schools were better back then. Like, I can't remember who it was I was watching talking about, like, reading a Victorian era textbook from, I can't remember what grade it was. It was like a pretty low grade, like grade school type things. He said, like, I couldn't answer any of these questions. These are insanely high level, like, they had really high education standards for very low level, or for young students. So if we went back to that method of like, oh, this is yeah, you only maybe need to do 8 years of schooling, but it's really intensive and it's actually like really in-depth stuff, then yeah, why not send them to work afterwards? Let them make a living early on. Don't tax children until they reach 18 or something. Maybe 20. I would say don't tax children until they're at the age of 20. So that way they can build up more money at a younger age, and then they will have, they'll be able to be more likely to afford a house and a family at a younger age than now, which is basically, good luck. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to read through the chat. It's unusually more active than I'm used to. I don't like the idea of the, like you said, the asylums and workhouses are a deterrent to be poor. I see it more as an opportunity to not be poor. It's like, look, if you don't have the skills to get a job or the qualifications or anything, how about we have programs that are just like, hey, get into this workhouse, it provides living, it provides food, you work there, and it will help you work your way up rather than, hey, you've got no choice, how about be an indentured servant? That is not an ideal way of doing it because it doesn't really solve the problem. Yeah. Anyways, let's go back to what I was doing before of jettying. Let's put that there. I don't know how I always get on such strange topics in my streams. I think I said this in a previous one, but I sometimes wonder if that's part of why my channel doesn't grow sometimes, is because how many people tune into my channel and it's like, oh, what's this guy doing? He's playing a fun little building game and he's talking about how the Industrial Revolution was and its consequences have been a disaster for mankind. What is, hang on. The Industrial Revolution and its consequences. I don't know. I can't remember the exact. Oh shit! Why have I completely forgotten his name now? Ted Kaczynski quote. But yeah, that's. I imagine that's something that generally turns people off of just, oh, I'm here to watch a fun little building game, and he's quoting the Unabomber. Interesting. This is gonna be a experience that I may not want to partake in. I can understand that happening. But such is my weird, rambly mind that just goes to these things. I make this... I can. 2 is good, I think. No. I don't like that. Oh, that disgusts me. It is sinful. There we go. Let's drag this out a bit more. Not quite that much. Okay, kind of like that. Can I... Oh, shit. See, that right there is why I wish I could group things. Because now this is going to be a problem. Kind of wish we had city stuff like that here. Of course, I'm in Canada, so the oldest... Wait, what? Hang on. Wait, is that a door? Since when can I put... I thought it didn't let me put doors. Unless there was a platform underneath it. Hang on. Does this maintain it? Oh. Oh. See, that's what I didn't want. Oh, and you got rid of the door, you bastard. Oh, wait. Why is that doing that? That is weird. I'll just go with default door. Too big of a door. I'm also not quite a fan of the door method. There. That'll do. Okay. Needs more windows. Actually, you know what? No. It needs streetlights. That. One on the corner there. This will be easier if I... There. Oh, I'm enjoying... I really do love this game. It is... What I was thinking about that is a great value in this game that I hadn't originally considered. No, those should be there and there. Let's get rid of those. Yeah, that's better. No, I need one by this little door. Cease. No, not. No. Go. Or. Good enough. The value I was realizing from this game was that why I don't recall making that type of window there. I must have, I think I did and then forgot to remove it. Anyways, if I can get a thought out without interrupting myself, some of the value I realized with this game is I plan on making a whole bunch of medieval fantasy animations on my other channel. Gonna have one out by the end of October. That's going very well. But sooner or later, I'm going to need cities and towns and stuff. And I thought, this is a great way of planning out the city or the towns. Because otherwise I just have to wing it, and when you're hand modeling stuff, that's kind of a... that can be a costly option. So using this as like sort of a blocking out method, obviously I'd have to eventually completely recreate what I've made here in Blender with my own assets and everything. But still, this is a good, like, really good just planning out what will work, what won't. Why are you... There we... Okay. Why is that so tall? Okay, be a bit taller than that. There. Oop, what have I done? Yeah, on my other channel, which I think I've got at least linked to my current channel, the gaming channel. It might be in the description, I can't remember. Yeah, I'm making some technically Halloween animation, but also not really. Can I put animals down? Ooh, okay. Yes, that's the one. I don't post there very often. I'm hoping to change that with this, because now I actually have a idea of what I want to be making more frequently. But yeah, like I said, eventually I'll need a town or something, so this is a good way to plan it out. And I love... Okay, first of all, I love the camera options for this game. Like this, what is this called? There's a specific name for this type of thing where they take, like, large-scale normal photos, but do something with a very weird, like, stretchy lens type thing to make it look like a miniature. Hang on. What is that called? Tilt shift photography, that's what it is. If you could export this as, like, you know what else this would be fantastic for? If you could export this as a 3D model that could go to, like, a 3D printer. That would be fantastic. Also this. I love that it gives you the option to be able to walk around. This still irks me. I really wish I could make it just pass straight through. But yeah, I would love something like this just sitting on a bookshelf. That'd be so cool. Anyways, needs more second floor stuff. I remember seeing some Manor Lord stuff, but I never looked into it that far. Oh, that. Okay, that's what you mean. I thought you meant the 3D printing thing. That would have been cool, too. That door looks really small. It is really small. Hang on. There we go. Okay. I don't... It would serve absolutely no purpose, but I feel like it needs a wall along the side of this thing. Just a nice little mini wall. Like that. That must exist. I'm sure it does. I don't know. I'm sure someone somewhere must have built something like that. We need a church. That is important for a medieval village. Let's do... Wait, before I do that, I need to make sure I'm happy with its location. Whoops. Let's do that. Rotate it towards the... What the hell was that? Just spawned a warp demon. Fascinating. Let's put you... That seems good. Let's do something a bit fancier this time. Can I align you there? Nope, you. This is... Certain things about this are a bit of a struggle. I want this to be on a rock. Hang on. Yes. What am I seeing? What are the demons? Didn't ask for demons in this. Can I Oh, that's... Oh. Ooh. Okay, that's nice. Slight... Can I... Again with the demons. If there's one thing this game definitely needs, it's a bit more work on this aspect, the terrain building. Let's do that. Right. Good. Maintained the door as desired. Connect to there. I think that every time there's a relaxing game is like, how long before this turns into like some kind of analog horror thing and the demons just come out of the woodwork and all hell breaks loose. Probably not a good thing to be constantly thinking that, but I'm suspicious a lot of the time. Can I... Hang on. What if I do this? Take not you. If I do this, can I... you're getting inconveniently tall. Why can't I... No, stop. I'm... Oh, there we go. My perspective was locked for a second. Flatten you out. Can I make a belfry? I think that's what this is called. I kind of can. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna be... The animation style is gonna be slightly different in the, thing that I'm currently making. It's gonna be color, not all black and white. I don't like it. This irks me. Like, the gap is too big and doesn't look correct. There's gotta be a way to make that otherwise. It needs roof windows. Okay. Oh, I think I know what you mean. Hang on. Let me, sort of... You go there. Sort of one of these type things, right? Yeah, that's the one. Slightly longer in that case. I completely forgot medieval engineers existed. That was one of those games that kind of looked like it had a fair bit of potential to it, but then it kind of became abandonware, didn't it? Unfortunately. Yeah, I never really looked into it recently. Did they ever get it to like a fairly stable state at least before? Just going back to space engineers? go. Again, what? Why demons? Why must there always be demons in everything? I was trying to think I'm more possessed than the games I play. Okay, let's see how this looks at night. Let's redirect the moon. Okay. Is it not late enough for the... Hang on. Oh, there they go. There we go. I didn't put a chimney on this house. Had one at one point, but then it kind of deleted itself. Let me look at what that castle is. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a very good castle. I'm assuming that's in Germany? That looks like a German name. Hang on. Yes, Germany, of course. Okay. By the way, if the music is too quiet or gameplay is too quiet, let me know. I can adjust it. Can I? Why can't I redirect the sheep? There's a bird on the sheep. Fantastic. This needs a wall. It needs another just little, not that high of a wall. Nope. Down like that. Yeah. Can I lower you? Okay. Okay. Let's go back to the day so I can see what I'm doing again. It's just that slightly blinding. Hang on. Alright, I'm quite enjoying that. I did not mean to do that. Okay. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite things. That gives you a map view. Like that's awesome. This would be good for Dungeons and Dragons. Just print this off and then you've got a little city built. Oh, Mont Saint Michael. That's the one. I can't remember where that's located. I think... What is Mont? That's... I think that's French, but there's a couple different languages that use the same word. No, it is France. Okay. Yes, that one is fantastic. And speaking of which, I should add water. We need a water feature. But where? Yes, the one where, was it a bishop, I think? Michael, you know, the angel Michael, just showed up to him and said, hey, you need to build this church. And for some reason, this is the part of the story I cannot... Okay, I cannot fathom this part of the story. Is a bishop gets visited in a dream by an angel, Michael of all angels as well, is told, build a church, and he just says, nah. Nah, I'm good, man, I don't feel like it. Really, you're actually just gonna deny the angel Michael a church when he asks for it? So I believe Michael shows up again in another dream and says, hey, you really gotta build that church for me. He again says no for some reason that I still cannot fathom. And then, I think the third time, I'm pretty sure it was on the third time, Michael's had enough of this guy's shit and just decides to burn a hole in his head and says, you better build that goddamn church or things are going to get a lot worse than they already are for you. And then he builds the church, and everything's good. It's such a weird story. Like, especially, like I said, that just that point that for some reason a guy is visited in his dreams by an angel and decides that's not good enough reason to build this church. It's like, alright, cool. I think you need to be a little bit more devoted to your role as bishop, man. His skull's on display, I think. I think you can... I don't know where it is. I would hope in Mont Saint Michael. Yeah, it's one of those weird things where it's like, yeah, there actually is just a hole in the skull. Presumably where Michael decided to give him a little brain poke. And said, hey, get your ass in gear, man. I'm not screwing around this time. So that's kind of weird. But neat. That is one way of putting it, I suppose. I don't suppose I can combine 3 of these. Oh, cool, I can. That's a bit more of a murder hole. Not sure if I like it, though. I think a tower like this should have bigger windows. Like, I realize it's not as defensible. Why are you not letting me? There we go. But with a tower this tall, I think you can kind of get away with it. It's like, no one's climbing up to that window. That's a bad idea. And you need big windows for observation. I also think it needs a bit more support. What did you say? Oh, trepanning, yes. Oh god, don't... I'm gonna try not to get started on trepanning. Letting the demons out of your brain and all that. Because that's just like one step away from the lobotomobile. And that is a whole thing in and of itself. I feel like I had a point that I was going to make at some time here, and I've completely blanked on what it was. You know what? I don't like this. I want normal door. Put a door there. I'll try to get rid of the foliage. Damn it. This is one other problem I have with this game. It really needs to get it together with the foliage. Get rid of the plants. Get rid of that little shrub there. There we go. Good enough. That sounds like an incredibly painful way of doing something. That sounds like a bad idea. You could just take aspirin, you know. That Advil works too. Let's put some water down. Not quite a moat. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of, you know, big pharmaceuticals or anything, but there are better ways of relieving a headache than trying to scalp yourself. I can be fairly certain of that. What am I doing? Right. This. Man, that duck is on a slow descent. Okay. Yeah, the plague doctors, they In all honesty, they were kind of psychotic. Most of them weren't even doctors. I believe it was more just... Not even a thing of, like, I mean, like, fake doctors necessarily. It was more... I think it was much more of a thing of... Look, there's kind of a massive Black Death, plague, kind of judgment of God going on right now. We'll take anyone. Like, anyone willing to volunteer for this, we'll take them. We can't afford to be picky right now. So, you got some real crackpots in there. Yes, yeah, that is true. Some of the crazy people they had, I remember there was one thing, pretty sure this was a thing, that you got some of them just deciding, I'm going to try to solve this plague problem by going into the plague zones and saying, hey, listen, man, you got the plague, you're basically screwed anyways, want to let me test some theories on you? And some of those in theories were like, have you tried drinking mercury? That'll probably save you. Like, liquid mercury, that... Don't ask me where I got this theory. It came to me in a dream. But I think if you drink liquid mercury, it should clear up your plague real fast. So, have at it. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I remember kind of a funny detail of the not really thinking things through aspect of it was that their plague uniforms were actually pretty good at keeping stuff away. Like, you know, it was thick wool and all that. As far as whatever you'd want to call that, like biohazard wear goes, it was pretty decent for the time. The real problem came from the, where it wasn't covering, which was the ankles, for some reason. So the rats would just bite people on the ankles where the robe wouldn't cover, and then it effectively did nothing to protect them. It was good at keeping, like, all the gross crap from the patients off them, like bile and pus and all that other fun, disease-ridden stuff. But yeah, as for keeping the rats away, it didn't do a damn thing. I'm not even entirely sure if they were aware that the rats were the problem at that time period. They might have been. Yes, yeah, they were... Yeah, I don't think they were even at the Four Humors. They might have been. I think there was... Didn't the Victorians count... Or Victorians or Edwardians, I can't remember which. I think they had a little bit of a Four Humors revival of the Greek method of it, which was you need to balance out your blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile, I think it was. Which, to be fair, yeah, actually, that is the thing I like about the miasma thing. They were almost right. Like, they were so close to being right. It's like, yes, it is carried by the smell. There is bacteria in the air indicated by the smell. You almost made it. You almost got the theory correct, but you just missed out on a few crucial parts there. That it wasn't actually directly the smell. It was the bacteria and the germs and viruses in the air that the smell was an indicator of. They were close. Like, they almost had it. But then stumbled at the last hurdle. This wall isn't quite... I don't like this wall. I kind of like this, though. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, yeah, I'm guessing the Victorian period is when germ theory became a thing. Like, yeah, I think prior to that, it was still, the humors. Honestly, this is probably one of those things that's a controversial, slightly controversial maybe, that I'm not God damn you and your door destruction. Alchemists were actually pretty good at what they did, more or less. Like, alchemists weren't perfect, they had a real propensity to put, what was it? Mercury. They really liked putting mercury in a lot of things, and I don't exactly know why. They were just really into it. And so that's what kind of screwed up alchemy a lot of the time. But in theory, like, the idea of, yeah, there's, you know, herbs and stuff that... How do I put down grass? Wait, I just removed path, right. That using herbs is actually a good way... Like, there's actually herbs that have medicinal properties, and if we combine them, do other things with them, all that crap, it actually does produce an effect that is medicinal. That was a good thing. That was actually a step up from bleeding people, obviously, but I think they were kind of seen as the crazy ones. It's like, oh, what do you mean? Just drinking some plant water will help heal your ailments. Obviously, this guy has too much blood, and we need to drain it out of him. That is clearly the problem. It's like, okay, yeah, that makes more sense, I suppose. I think that's right about the Coke. Yeah, cholera was one of those big ones, wasn't it? That was... Was that before or after the Spanish flu? I'm not too up on my disease history. Yes, yeah, Coke was actually... The reason they had cocaine in Coca-Cola is because... I think Coke was intended to be medicinal originally. It was a tonic of some kind. And yeah, they put cocaine in it because, you know, that's part of the medicine. What was the reason they put cocaine in the thing? No, heroin. Heroin was the one I'm thinking of. Heroin was the one where they were... They decided to prescribe people heroin because they thought it was less addictive than morphine. Interesting assumption to make. Not exactly a correct one, but, you know, it's like, well, you guys were trying at least. Well, I mean, yeah, they might still be doing that exact thing to some extent. Not going to get into that because I don't want YouTube cracking down on me for certain things of which governments may be involved in drug cartels in order to turn a profit. We'll just end that right there for everyone's safety. I find it hard to mention Coke. I get that you're making a joke there, Toasty. Weirdly enough, though, you could maybe make the argument that you had this weird drink stewing in your bathtub for 4 years. There's probably going to be some mold in there, and you may actually end up with penicillin coming out of there, which would help with the plague. So theoretically, possibly that could help, but yeah, those are not good odds, generally. Do that, and let's have you. I mean, yeah, okay. British Empire. I mean, it was a good way of, wasn't the Opium Wars just about tea? I think that's what it was. I think it was that the Chinese wouldn't sell tea to the British for anything except silver. So they started plying the masses with opium to... I think they started trading opium to drug dens or something in exchange for tea rather than silver to the government. I think that's what it was. I'm not too up on my Opium War history. I know... That's one of those things that I really should try to do a lot more of. I know a lot of broad history things, but I don't really know any specific history things. There we go. That's nice. Let's put a door here. You gonna let me expand that door or not? There we go. Now, the struggle. Nope. There we go. This feels like a lot of wasted space. Tree. Can I rotate this tree? Nope. Nope, be gone. I do not desire you here. I cannot rotate the tree. I don't like the tree. It's too obstructive. Let's have a front garden. Like that. And connect to there. And then can I have a little... Slightly taller. Nope. Okay. Hang on. I don't like that. Let's just... There we go. Perfect. Let's have... Oh, God, that... Well, you know what? Oh... Let's reduce that a little bit. Oh, I can have a little rock wall of... Hang on. Reduce, reduce, you bastard. There we go. Can I? Nope. Nope, that was a mistake. No, I can't get it any better than that. Oh god, not the Beyblade thing. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I was just looking at the chat there for a second. I hadn't looked back in a little while. What was I gonna say about it? Yeah, the poppies thing. Here's a weird thing. In Canada, there are restrictions on how much marijuana you can have. Like, you can own a marijuana plant. But you're only allowed, I think, 3. I'm pretty sure you're only allowed to have 3 marijuana plants. Shrubs, whatever you call them. I'm not an expert. And they have to be provided by a government dealer, basically. So, yeah, you know, governments are drug dealers. But the weird thing is, that does not carry over the same to opium. You can just buy opium poppies at, like, the garden center with no restrictions at all. So, theoretically, you could just have a straight up, like, massive opium field in your backyard. Like, you could take your entire backyard and fill it with opium poppies. Excuse me. And the government really can't say anything about it because that is not technically a crime. I mean, they can infer what those 5,000 opium poppies are going to be used for, but technically what you're doing isn't illegal. So, you could just do that. I'm not suggesting that anyone sets up an opium den in their basement with the opium flowers that they grow in their back garden. I'm just saying, it's not technically a crime. And not technically a crime is the best kind of not a crime. Anyways, chimney. Nah. Nope. Corner chimney irks me. Let's put... There we go. And I realize that window is now basically useless, but I don't care, is the thing. Let's just build a little bit of a wall here. It's not the most defensive wall, but it'll do. Anyways, can I put a window? Well, that's not a very useful window. That is a fair argument. They could decide to be malicious with their excessive apples. I'm pretty sure it's cyanide. I don't know where you get arsenic. Probably not the best idea to Google that. Like, I would not recommend Googling where do I get arsenic. You may end up on a watch list or two. I wish I could, like, taper this down. That'd be really nice. Like, hang on. How do I... Like, can I... How do I adjust the height of this thing? Ah, okay, I just need to... Okay. Just need to find its little... Nope. Nope. What am I doing? Can you let me deal... Wait. Wait. No. No, that... Cease. could just, like, put another wall here. That didn't quite. What is happening? Oh god, oh god. Nope. Kill it before it spreads. Okay. Alright, now what? Now let's switch to walkie view. Okay, I need more windows there. This house looks good. No, I can't go in there. That looks good. I don't know if you can make farmland. Okay, I like this. This little, like, guardhouse side thing on the tower is very appealing to me. Can't quite get through too easily, but that's okay. It's not a path. Hang on. How would I make farmland? Like, I think the... Wait. I thought you could. Okay, that doesn't allow it. I could have sworn there was a way to make farmland. Maybe not. Hang on. Let's put a flag above the gate, I think. Oh, it has little... Oh my god. That is awesome. No, wait. Give me the banners. There we go. Let's make it... I kind of like that color. I like the night mode to a certain extent, but at the same time, it kind of just makes everything blue. It's still very pleasant, though. Hang on. Just want to see top down. Cool. I feel like I've made so many houses and I've made like 3. The morning is kind of horrendously blindingly red. I have no idea what the hell bunting is. No, not a person. Oh, wait, is that the flags? Ah. That's what you guys were talking about. Okay. I want to have some... I haven't put roof windows in a little bit. Nope, don't do that. There we go. Streamers might be a British thing. Streamers here are kind of like ribbons. What is the point of that? That doesn't... That is not a useful door. You know, I kind of get what they were going for with the corner things. But I don't really like it. It doesn't... I mean, I think that's a thing they might have done. I can't be certain. But it's... Oh, well, that's cute. Okay, that I like. Because it doesn't seem the most structurally stable. I mean, yeah, we were... Were we a colony? Or were we something else? I know we were a colony originally, Canada. But I think... Were we still a colony at that time? We did not become our own country for an absurdly long time. Like, ridiculously so. I think it was like in the 1960s or something that we got our flag. And it's a hilarious reason why. So basically, the story of it is Canada at one point decided we should have our own flag for our country. And we should also become a country. That would be kind of cool, instead of just a British colony. And they had... Oh, cool. That's neat. And the thing was... Yeah, they had like 50 different flag designs to choose from, and they weren't really sure which one they wanted to go with. And then World War I happened, and that kind of screwed things up. That made picking a flag a little bit of a not priority for everyone. So, they didn't. And they just didn't pick a flag. And then World War II, and then I guess... Was the Depression before or after World War I? I think it was before. Yeah, because then you had the Roaring Twenties after World War I. And then you had World War II happen. And that kind of was a big deal. And then by the 50s or 60s, I guess someone was like going through the boxes in the basement of Parliament, or one of those government buildings, and just comes across a big box of flags. And they're just like... Oh yeah, we were trying to pick a flag at some point. We completely forgot that we were even doing that. We were doing that in like the, I don't know, the 10s or something. And then now in the 50s, they finally found the boxes of flags. It's like, oh yeah, I guess we really should get around to that whole becoming a country and picking our own flag thing. And then we just went with the flag, which I... Hang on, when did we make it? I think it was, like, the 60s or something. And the issue I have with it... Yeah, 1965. It took them till the 60s to do that. And the thing I dislike about it is we had an awesome flag before. Like, the Canadian colonial flag is so cool. It has like an awesome coat of... It's just a red flag with a big coat of arms on the center of it, and the little Union Jack up in the corner, like all the colonies had. And I would argue we should go back to that, remove the Union Jack from the corner, and just have the red flag with the coat of arms. Maybe work a maple leaf in there somewhere just for tradition's sake. But I think that flag looks so much more appealing than just leaf. Leaf is boring. I'm not a fan of leaf. And I know there's that whole thing. There's sort of that weird kind of rules to flag design of like, it needs to be somewhat simple, needs to be something that can be easily recognized and... Okay, goodbye, sheep. Sheep, get off my roof. Sheep, you little... But honestly, that just limits flag building. I think they should... Like, no one cared about that in the medieval period. Well, they kind of did. They had coats of arms. No, heraldry, that's what I'm thinking of. Just to kind of discern who was who on the battlefield and whose knights belonged... Well, not knights. Soldiers belonged to what knight. Because, of course, that's a little bit of a hard thing to determine sometimes. I don't actually. Why is it just a weird aspect ratio? Oh. So the Swiss had their flag for so long that it's like, this is just a holdover from the medieval era. That's actually really cool. Yeah, because you needed it to fit on a heater shield, generally. Or, what were those things they had on their shoulders? Hang on. They didn't really do that in the later medieval period. It was more around, like, the First Crusade, I think. The Crusaders often had them. What were those? No, stop showing me Warhammer stuff. I don't want Warhammer. Ailets, that's what they're called. I do kind of like that stuff where it's like, we don't actually know why we do this. We've just been doing it for... Like, that's the kind of tradition that I really love. It's like, we don't know why we do this. We've been doing it for, like, 2,000 years, or probably more like 500, 600 years or something. And we plan to be doing it for about 600 to 6,000 more, so why change now? It's worked this long, it'll work a little longer. That is... I kind of enjoy that stuff. What was I looking at? Right, ailets. Those are like the little shoulder squares that they liked to have to kind of identify who they were. Which I guess is another one of those things. It's like that. I guess when everyone's wearing a, you know, a great helm, it's kind of hard to tell who's who. So you kind of need some way of identifying friends from foes. Let's see. Green is a little too much. I'll keep it like this. I'm just going to keep this aesthetic for the moment, and then maybe when I get more towards the end of this, I'll try looking at alternatives to colors and stuff. What is he doing? Right, this. I'm gonna rotate that. I haven't had a house facing this way yet. let's change this one. Ooh, okay, that I like. You know, let's make this a big house. So let's bring that down a little bit. Get the path going in there. I have not. I didn't even know that was a game that existed. Wait, why are you doing that? I don't want the beams. Is it because I rotated it? Yeah, let's... If I do that, will it be cooperative? It will not, you bastard. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll turn it back the way you want. See how it is. Oh, you just don't... Oh, wait a minute. Is this too low? There we go. That was the problem. Let's do that. Rotate you, because I kind of like that. And then we're going to put another level on this. Because why not? Not quite that big. Maybe kind of blending in with that one. The camera's a little bit weird sometimes in this game. Let's do that. Let's make it asymmetrical. Can I... How about you? There we go. Nice. That is an interesting game concept, just basically British simulator, or, well, literally the Shire simulator, because, well, that's what it was supposed to be. I think you mentioned it at some point. Was that... Oh, I think that was just a firefly or something. Thought it was another demon. Let's put big window there, because you don't get much in the way of light from that section. That roof is way too high. There we go, that's better. Have I put chimneys on everything? I have, good. Big house like this needs multiple chimneys, though. So one there. Let's put... don't like that one. Let's put another little structure out the back here. Center, please. No, let's... No. You. That's actually one of the things I really love about this game is you don't really have to try. Like, it really seems like no matter what you do, you can't make a bad looking house. It's just always going to be lovely. I should build a castle, yeah. Yeah. Oh. I've been doing this for almost 2 hours now. I did not realize it had been that long. Well. Cool. Time really does slip away from you in this game. Let's put you here. I don't like this. This is irksome. Kind of hide you away and... I wish I could get rid of that little thing. Let's see if that looks alright. It's fine. And then this needs to blend in nicely there. There we go. And you know what? Let's put another little patio. Right there. This, I'm gonna say this is like the pub or something. Or it's the, kind of the village manor. Not landlord. What am I thinking? Mayor's house or something like that. Did they have mayors? I'm assuming they did. Like I realized they had their, usually there was a lord who owned the land. Oh, I didn't know I could... I didn't even realize that it was doing that. Yeah, let's have nothing there. Have a lamp right next to it. Let's expand this out slightly. And then let's connect the path. Those bushes could please leave. That'd be cruel. That would be very cool. That's a very steep step, but I'm not going to question it. Where am I? Let's put another one of the big windows here. Little one there. Let's put two down here. Some bigger ones out front. And then this needs a lot of windows. Ooh, hang on. You go down there. You go down there. Good. Perfect. Need another chimney. At least one more chimney. Right. Can I kind of bury it in that? Ooh, hang on. There we go. That is wrong. Why are you wrong again? Good enough. I don't know what exactly, like, you know, all the details of it. I just know that I like the word magistrate. It's a very good... It's a good title. Provost is also pretty good. Can I put... Nah, don't like that. Okay, so that's the Baron Sheriff Magistrate's place, I guess it would be. Now, let me just go back into the walk camera, just to look around. Very lovely. Ooh, that door is way too small. How's this one? That's manageable, but I should probably make that bigger. God. This game is so... Like, this game is just fantastic. Oh. That was a bird flying into my face. I'm not quite a fan of that much support there, but it's fine. I think I need more water features. Let's see. One big problem I have with this game, I tried it in another, in a different, map. Bridges don't really work too well. Not that much. Okay, well that's just lovely. And let's dispose of this door as well. Nope. Opposite. That is such a pathetic little door. Come on, dispose of the trees. Whatever that was. No, that is not what I desire. Be gone. Can I get rid of... Man. Can I get rid of some of this foliage? It's really working against me. Nope. God. No, not that. I do not wish for you to exist. There we go. Can I make this door bigger? There. I think this needs a window. Let's make it a big one. Okay, so what more can I do? I got a lot of expansion this way. Actually, I've got a lot of expansion potential, but I want to keep some forest. I think here would be the next best place to put something. I'm going to put it right there. This path is going to go past it. I have room for another one there and one little house here. Surprised some of those words didn't get censored by YouTube. I'm actually impressed. Get enough of weird or obscure enough slightly. I don't know what the correct word is, but improper words, and maybe YouTube doesn't really notice. I like some of the obscure, well, not really obscure, but the more weird ones that are, like, honestly, in some cases, words that we need today. I don't recall what the word was, but there was a word for someone who, like, an insult for someone who spits when they talk. And honestly, those are some of those words that we need more of. Go. My computer just made a rather concerning clunk noise. I'm sure that's nothing to be concerned about, even though I just said it was concerning. So I will ignore it. And hope that I still have a computer by the end of this stream. Which is one of those things that's kind of become more and more questionable with each day. I really should get a new computer. think. Can you just place the thing? Thank you. This needs to be a big one, if I can fit it in there. I cannot. Good enough. That still looks cute. I have no idea what kind of building this is supposed to be. It's a weird one, though. No, I don't like that. Maybe skinnier. This is like, I don't know, the town wizard's house or something. Because I don't know who else has towers other than wizards. Okay, then. That's not what I desired. Can I bring this out a bit? Wait, can I just... Oh, cool. Well, that's neat. I didn't realize I could just drag it from one structure to the other. I love they don't pay attention to the chat for a few minutes and it's just full of strange medieval curse words. It's very amusing. Oh, that is nice. Yes, line up with that. Make it smaller. Not that small. Up there. You taller. Oh, you shorter. Not shorter, but down more. Oh god, where am I? Oh, that's cool. I can have a little spout chimney. That doesn't quite seem the correct word I'm going for, but it's close enough. Need that. Yes, perfect. And then one here. Can't do chimney. Hang on. How did I get it? Yeah, this thing, right? Not quite sure I like that visually. All right. Needs a window here. Let's delete this tree and those ones and that. This person I feel like would have a wall. And then how do I... There we go. Lower you down to about there. And needs a back door. It's hard making the bigger back doors, or bigger doors in general. Need a lamp. Need a window up there. And one there. I feel like you need a few windows on your tower. That and that. Oh god, I'm in a ball. And maybe a big one there. No, not, I don't need a... Okay then. That is oddly specific. I mean, I guess it's one of those things, if that was more common to see at that time, then yeah, you would have that. But I think that is a thing we need to bring back. Is we need, like, a lot of swears nowadays are just way too broad and uninteresting, in my opinion. Like, we need hyper-specific ones for specific types of people. Because I think that would actually be more useful to have, because then you can... I don't know. I don't know what the justification for that is, but I feel like we should have it. God, this looks so pretty. I'm gonna walk around again. I'm gonna walk around at... Can I get kind of... That's not bad. I mean, yes, I realize I did, but you need it for, like... The problem is when it comes to slurs, people usually think racial or ethnic or something, but I mean, like, very specific. I don't like that grass. I despise that grass. I'll come back to that later. Like you said, for toothless beggar, or... You know, that one I mentioned earlier, of someone who spits when they talk, like, very specific things. I think that would be very, very good to have. Because the problem is I feel like a lot of insults and that sort of thing don't really accomplish much because they're so broad. But if you can, like, it's sort of like if you can pin someone down to the exact type of person they are and why that's a problem, that is way more biting. Okay, are there any other chimneys I've forgotten? Doesn't look like it. Okay, one problem I'll say about this game is it's really one of those ones where it feels like, man, I've done so much. And then you zoom out, it's like, I have made houses for 4 people and a church and a little tower and a guard outpost. See, that is a good one. That is, like I said, just break people down to very specific reasons or very hyper-specific insults. That is what makes it amusing. Because weirdly enough, that is a thing that actually bugs me that I have seen of, like, you know, people insulting politicians or something. And Trump especially is one that gets that. And it's like, you're going with such a generic, unimaginative insult. Like, if you're going to insult someone, come up with an imaginative way of doing it. Like, it's sort of like when people call, you know, make fun of Canadians and just, you know, moose maple syrup hockey or something. It's like, no, come on, come up with something more imaginative. Like, there's got to be more than that you can come up with. French insults are usually good. I'm assuming the other person in chat here, Erling, isn't French. I hope not, because I was about to go off on a tangent about the French, but I'm Canadian, so I'm kind of allowed to make... I'm sure the French Canadians make as much fun of the English Canadians as we do of them. I hope so. I would actually... See, that's again one of those things. I feel... It's one of those things I don't like getting insulted over someone calling you something. Oh, good, Scottish. Very good. Way preferable to the French. But yeah, isn't that kind of the whole concept of banter in general? Is you need, like, there's nothing wrong with insulting the hell out of someone, but you expect them to insult you back because you're on equal footing of insulting you. Like, look, if I'm making fun of you, I expect you to make fun of me, and we're both making fun of that other guy because that's what it's all about, not just, oh, I'm just going to demean this person, they're going to feel sad about it. It's like, well, that just makes me feel bad. I want to have a good spirited argument. Not even an argument, just let's make fun of each other and then, now we're friends. Sort of, that was a thing I remember hearing about a lot with, like, bar fights or something. You know, like, the police get called to, like, these 2 people get in at it for some reason or another. Absolutely hate each other, willing to beat the shit out of each other for it. By the time the police get there, they've already beaten the shit out of each other and are now best friends. Like, that's how it should be. It's like, alright, we've fought, we've proven who is superior and who is not. We've also proven that we stand by our convictions enough to fight over it. Now we're friends. Now we can move on with things. What is that state? Is it Washington? No, it's a city. I think Seattle has street fight laws, like, kind of duel laws. Like, you can actually just challenge someone to a fist fight, And that is illegal. It is like a legal fight that you can have. And that is fantastic. I think everyone should have that. It would solve so many problems if you could just fight someone without it getting into a... I mean, obviously there's the whole rules of the street fight thing of... what are the street fight rules? I think it's no going for the balls, no eye gouging. Basically none of the dirty stuff that makes it not like, okay, you've basically cheated. The intent that this fight was meant to prove is now meaningless because you've cheated and now we've proven nothing by the end of it. I think I'm using different colors for some of these. I am. Wait, no. No, they're all this. I'm just incorrect. This one isn't the right color, though. Yeah, exactly, because we're, you know, the reason you'd get into a fight is to prove that you are your argument is superior to theirs, and if you cheat to achieve your goals, then you haven't proven anything except the weakness of your own argument that you can't back it up with a fair fight. Which is exactly why I think we should abandon political debates and just have politicians fight each other to determine who should be in charge of the country. Sword fight, like duel, gunfight, like pistol duel doesn't quite work unless you're using non-lethal rounds, but that doesn't really prove anything if you've got nothing to lose. It would have to be melee combat. That would be the best way to determine who's the best to win or rule a country. Because again, it shows that they're willing to fight for what they believe in. And not just argue, physically fight for what they believe in. That shows way more than, you know, a debate ever will. Yeah, exactly. Things used to be good. What would that be? I think that's sort of Callicletian rules. He was the Greek philosopher who was... His main thing was the might makes right sort of argument of, if I can beat the hell out of you, then that proves that I'm superior, which, hard to argue with that. It's like, well, you did indeed kick my ass, so... I guess you got a point there. It's like, it's a very simple way of solving things. Just fight each other. And this is not an advocation of meaningless violence, I guess you could say. Like, have a purpose for fighting. That's the important thing. Not just, I'm bored, let's fight. That's a problem that's kind of doing the opposite of what it should. We need, like, directed violence, not random violence. I'm not advocating for any type of violence, though, just in case YouTube is going to be pissy about that. I'm just saying, it's a better method than people just hating each other and being angry about meaningless stuff. It's like, look, come, you know, stand up for your opinions, if that's what you believe. And usually that means combat. Consensual combat is, I think what they call it. It's like, you know, two parties agree to a fair fight. That's I think what it is in law. And I really like that concept. Well, I mean, not necessarily I can't win on the strength of my argument, therefore I'm going to fight you. It's more, I think, if you are that convinced of the validity of your argument and your position, you should be willing to fight for it. It's like, if it's like, oh, I know I'm right. It's like, will you fight me to prove that you're right? No, I won't. It's like, alright, then you're not really... You don't hold... Your convictions aren't that great then. If you're... believe in your convictions enough to fight for it, it doesn't even necessarily need to lead to a fight. It just needs, you know, the conviction that, all right, if it does come down to a fight, I'm willing to fight for my opinions. Not just, I'm gonna fight because I can't back up my opinions with any other means. It's voluntary fighting. Yeah, it can get... I mean, I know that it's a little bit obscure with... I was gonna say, I'm not entirely sure if I'm... Well, no, I am pretty radical in a lot of my weird opinions on stuff like how feudalism is a superior government to basically all other governments. Unironically, like, feudalism has been tried and tested by basically every country throughout the world, throughout all of history. And yet we decided, nah, this one idea that some Greeks came up with, and it kind of worked in their city-states, we'll apply that globally and it will just work perfectly. It's like, no. Empire, monarchy, and feudalism is a far superior method of that. Generally. I mean, yeah, okay. How about that for just the thing? I want to see my elected representatives fight each other. I just think it would be funny. above anything else. It just seems amusing. Like, look, if you're gonna waste my money, if you're gonna steal my money from me and waste it on pointless taxes that I didn't ask for, at least let me see you fight for it. Yes, basically, like, if you will not agree to the term, you know, if we can't talk this out, we kind of have to fight over it, I think. Especially, like, if you say, if it's a demonstrable good thing, like, we want to build this hospital, it will help many people, it's, you know, better situated, better equipped than the old hospital, and the other people say, no, we want our stupid thing. It's like, alright, well... Now we're at an impasse. If we can't agree to this, just, you know, on the nature of cooperation, then we'll just have to, you know, go at it. I don't know. It's not necessarily an entirely coherent political argument. I'm not sure if I even necessarily believe it. It's just one of those things that I feel is correct. I mean, yes, admittedly, it is kind of going backwards on things. But I do generally believe that we had things a bit better figured out in the past than we do now. Everything's very manufactured at the moment. If that makes sense. Go away, hay bale. Hay bale, I do not wish your existence here. That is not what I wanted either. Like, yeah, it's sort of a thing of it's not ideal that it leads to violence. It's just that, you know, sooner or later it might one way or another. So... there we go. It's more... Listen, I think it's more of a thing of willingness to back up your argument with... what's that thing from, Starship Troopers? When you vote, you're exercising force. Which is derived... Oh no, violence is... What is that exact... I can't remember the exact quote, but, you know, when you do anything, like political voting, anything like that, you're exerting force to pass your opinion, which is all a derivative of violence, which is the original force. I don't think I'm putting up enough from the... Is my computer is getting very toasty. That's probably fine. It's always concerning when it gets to the point that I can start smelling my graphics card. I don't know what it is I'm smelling in my computer that's getting very warm, but there is a distinct smell of overheating PC. Which I'm sure is not anything to be too concerned about. Sure, it's not the plastic and circuitry fusing and melting together. It could be exactly that. I don't know. If it is that, then maybe I should be concerned. I feel like I need a lamp there. And on the corner. And there goes my monitor again. I can't remember if I mentioned this on stream before, but a thing that keeps happening is I've got a mini fridge in my bedroom here, and every now and then it kind of like makes a little pop noise, like I think it's just kind of kicking on or something, and when it does that, my left monitor goes blank for a second, like it just turns off, and then turns back on. I'm sure I'm not blowing a circuit every, like, 5 seconds. There's a lot of good quotes from... What is that song? I think. I don't know if it's actually necessarily should be, or it necessarily is. What song is it? Yeah, you know, the song, God only knows how this is pronounced, Krigsgolder or something by Heilung. The segment in the middle talking about, you know, what if I want to talk about peace and understanding? What if I want to tell you that the path you chose leads to downfall? What if I want you to leave me alone? What if I want you to do this, but you only understand the language of the sword? Then let the sword do the talking. Like, if I can't reason with you, I must be able to defend or back up my thoughts, or that sort of thing. Like, again, it's not necessarily a desire for violence. It's more, are you able to go to what will be the inevitability if reason cannot suffice? No. Yeah, YouTube will do that. It's a good song. I would recommend it. Any sort of, I don't know, what would that be? Pagan, rock, metal, whatever it is. It's good stuff. Yeah, I'm not really into that politics that much either. Like, I'm not into real-world politics. I'm into conceptual politics, I guess, is more the thing. It interests me, like, the directions that you can take. I'm in the pond. I am... Hang on. No, there we go. Never mind, I've completely forgotten all of my cynical opinions and views, because I can pet the duck. Look how happy he is. Anyways, what was I doing? Building stuff? I can't remember. I've been talking about violence and all that for a long time for such a pleasant and calm little game. This is that's what I was meaning earlier when I said I wonder if this is why I don't have more subscribers, because like I said, people watching this is like, oh, hey, this seems like a fun little game. Comes in, violence is the solution to all problems. Like, all right, never mind, I'm checking out now, I think. I can imagine that's happened many times here. Well, it happens. Can't exactly stop it, so... Well, I mean, I can't... Well, no, I can't stop it. I've tried not rambling about my insane opinions, but I can't. I'm just... I feel the need to sometimes. I wish you could make stones. I mean, I realize you kind of... Actually, you kind of can. Let me... Hang on. Let me make a little stone there. That... Okay, no. Stone. Nope. Up. Well, that didn't work. I was kind of hoping I could make like a little standing stone. Yeah, that is an unusually high viewer count for me. But, you know, I mean, look at the game. It's beautiful. Who wouldn't want to watch this? Even if I am rambling incoherently about God knows what. I've already forgotten. Let's see. God, I've made so little. I've made 4 houses and an outpost and a church. I don't think public gardens were so much of a thing. I'm not really sure. I feel like I need a little mini shack or something. Like, just something I can cram in here. I have no idea what a dovecot is. I'm assuming it's like a house for doves? Oh! Oh, well, that's adorable. I'm making that. Not the tree. Nope. This. Okay, tower? Okay. I think it's slightly big. I'm trying to use a reference here. Something more like that. Like that. Taller. Can I have... That's slightly too big. Yeah, you know what, let's go with that. How many windows did I place? I think that was 6. 1, 2, 3... Yes, 6. Let's try to make them at least somewhat even. go... Nope, not that one. There we go. Hang on, I can maybe make another. I don't know what... Hang on. What was that spelled? Korstorfine. I'm sure that's not even remotely how it's pronounced. Oh. That looks like a Tower of Silence more than a Dovecote. Dovecote, whatever it is. That reminds me of another one of those weird little things that they used to have. Those like ice box, not an ice box, kind of an ice box. What were those called? Ice house. That's what it was. Where they would this is a thing that baffles me to no end. It's like, wait, you just had a little house thing that you just stored ice in and snow. You guys could just do that. Like, the Romans were doing that. It's like, oh. Okay, that's... seems... I can... wait. Oh, that is cool. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's also very good, because now I can more easily see how properly spaced the windows are. Oh, that is cool. That's way too high. Like that. Let's bring it down lower so it's a little bit less. Like that. Oh, well, that one's kind of stuck because of the door, so... let's get rid of one of these. Nope, no, don't get rid of that. Or... you know what, let's not have it... okay, hang on. Excuse me. Let's do that. How many windows do I have on this thing? I feel like it's too many. 1, 2, 3. They're weirdly spaced. How did I do this? I'm getting rid of one of these. I think... let's go with 5 instead. Yeah, the reference I'm using is... and I lost the reference. Shit. I don't remember what it was, but it was kind of a you know, maybe it was too modern. I'm not sure if I like these windows. Can I... hang on. Okay, let's try changing this up a bit. Because those are just a bit weird. Nope. Let's do this. It really is amazing how many different things they cultivated in that period, isn't it? Like, they kind of just had everything. It's like, yeah, despite the general conception of what medieval life looked like, of everyone living in dingy, little crappy places, it's like it was actually very civilized, very well thought out and put together, very clean and... Okay, that's... Here's a ramble about my hatred of a thing that they always say about the medieval period, that relates to what was brought up earlier, of how basically everyone smelled horrible and everything was disgusting back then. That is absolute bullshit, because as you mentioned previously, they had the miasmic theory of disease, meaning bad smells caused disease, so no, everyone didn't smell horrible, because that would have been an indicator of disease. They wouldn't have wanted that. No, I don't like that. Stonewall instead. Shorter. Slightly more over there. Like, I'm obviously not saying they smelled good in comparison to modern people. However, I will have a caveat for that of a lot of people in the modern era. I have a job that is, I end up in... I don't necessarily work in retail, but I work in a job that is very adjacent to retail. And let's just say there's a lot of people that don't... It's a common thing I've noticed that in retail, people don't seem to understand the value of deodorant. Generally. It's more common than not to... For people in retail to not smell like they give a crap about their fellow people. It's very, very unpleasant. And I'm sure anyone else who has, you know, interacted with those people, with anyone in retail, has probably had a similar experience. Yeah. It's like, look, you may have had a shower, but it does not matter half the day in, because... I mean, sometimes I wonder if they even have showers, honestly. Yeah, spiders are a problem. What do you mean spiders are your friends? Didn't you eat one just to prove a point, Toasty? I seem to recall you saying that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of spiders. I don't know what you guys have in England, or Britain, rather, because... England and Scotland, I suppose. Here, we have a fun little thing called giant house spiders. And they are quite giant, like legs extend to probably the size of your palm. Like, they are big, and the worst part is, they're not like tarantulas. They're not the big fuzzy guys. They're the spindly-legged, bristly kind. They are vile. And they're fast too, which is awful. God, they're a nightmare. Yeah, spiders are the worst thing. Yeah, like there's the biggest spider I'm comfortable dealing with are the... Oh god, I just realized I'm approaching the end of the stream. I didn't even notice. Yeah, generally the biggest spiders I'm happy to deal with are the ones that are small enough that I can't see the individual legs. I can deal with bigger ones, I just prefer not to. Yeah. Hang on. I need something here. Before I end the stream, I am not satisfied with the lack of bunting, which is... Are you kidding me? There we go. That's what I wanted. Like, let's just have this a merry little town with lovely festivities, festive aesthetics. And make those the same color as the you. And you. Perfect. Okay, my opinion on them is spiders are fine as long as they stay the hell out of my house. Which is kind of the thing for anything. It's like I'm okay with a lot of things generally, as long as it's not inside my house where I have to deal with it. That is where it stops. If I see a spider, a giant, horrible spider, hanging out on the side of my house, like, I'll try my best to avoid it, but I won't actively deal with it. But if the spider has intruded on my property inside my home, then it needs to die. I'll try to get it out, but spiders are notoriously the most asshole bugs to try to get out of your house. But anyways, yeah. Man, this game is awesome. Got the little pigeon house. Big manor house, town wizard's house. Got the church. That tree, I like the tree being there, but it sure does cut off the view from here. There we go, that's a bit better. What is happening with that window? I'm not going to question it. A little garden out front. A lot of sunflowers. And this is, I think this is my favorite building. I really like this tower. Especially the little, mini tower at the front. And the ducks. There are less ducks here than there were previously. Fish though, so that's neat. Cool. I did not mean to do that. Shit. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for the stream. That was very pleasant, even though I kind of went off on rambling on weird tangents that were probably not the most relaxing, but it happens from time to time, usually. I'll probably be working on my little towns more in the background or make new ones or something. Like I said, use this as reference for animations in the future, which, yeah, again, I'm going to be working on. That animation should be coming out on the 29th of October, ideally. It won't be the entire animation, unfortunately. I don't have time to get it all done, but I will be making a full version after the initial release. And I'll probably be making more fantasy little night-based animations, because that's kind of what I want my channel to be now, because I finally found what I want it to do. Also, one last thing, I guess. Oh yeah, I've completely blanked on that. I'm at 180 subscribers, I think, the last time I checked. Let me see if it's changed at all. Who knows? Yeah, 180. I'm kind of trying to... Hopefully my goal at the moment is get to 200 by the end of the year, so, you know, just 20 more subscribers. So if anyone wants to subscribe, that would be a real help, and I'd be very appreciative of it. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end this. Hey, thank you. Harling? Roach? I don't know which one to go with, but thank you. I'm very appreciative of that. So, with that, so I'm blanking on everything. I was up until 3 in the morning. 4. I had a really crap sleep. Like, I was up till 3 in the morning and then basically woke up every hour after that until 12 o'clock. So I did technically sleep in, but at the same time, it was an absolutely awful sleep. Brock. Okay, Brock is good. Thanks. So yeah, I'm gonna stop my brain from shutting down constantly and end the stream instead. So, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for being in the chat. It's always nice to have conversations with someone other than myself. If you enjoyed, press all the buttons and follow me in all the places. But until then, I hope to see you next time. So until then, good night. Bye. I'll just come back there to say, oh, that's the wrong one. Hang on. There we go. I'll just say thanks again, and nice to meet you too. Bye.